Okay, another question here, and this is around podcasting and using podcasting as part of your marketing strategy. And this is what we get asked a fair bit when people are intrigued about podcasting, but they ask us, do I need to have my own podcast, or is there another way of using podcasting as part of my marketing? And yes, there is. So there's either you do your own podcast or you do podcast guesting, and both are really great strategies to employ as part of your marketing. But there are some considerations as to which avenue is best for you. Yeah, you can do both at the same time, but most people like to choose one or the other. If you are going to have your own podcast, that's fantastic. It's really, really great. But there are quite a few things that go along with it. There is time, there is effort, there is costs. And that is around coming up with the episode, researching the episode topic, finding guests, booking them in, recording the episode, all the post-production, the promotion. There's a lot that goes into actually running your own podcast. Now, that is time, money, or effort, either yours, your team's, or you can outsource to someone like Chris and we will look after it for you. But that is just a fact of the matter, right? When it comes to having your own podcast. However, having your own podcast is awesome because you can control the narrative, you can control the timing, you can control the branding, you can reuse it, repurpose it any which way you like. There's no limitations there. So it's a really fantastic strategy to employ if you are happy with the time, money, effort. On the other side of things, so if you're thinking of that and you're like, oh God, that sounds awful, I can't add another thing to my workload and I don't want to spend any more money like that, then maybe having your own podcast is not the way to go. But you can consider podcast guesting. Now, this is when you pitch yourself as a guest to appear on other people's podcasts. Now, I think this is a really good strategy and it's great for people who want to dip their toes in the water of podcasting before they want to launch their own podcast, just to see if they like it or not. It saves you time and money and effort because you don't have to do all the things before and after. You may have to do your own research and prep yourself, but basically you just turn up, do the thing, and then you maybe help promote it afterwards. But the podcast host will be doing the majority of the work and you can just leverage that to your heart's desire. But it does mean that you lose the control. You don't have control of the branding, you don't have control of the timing, and there's just a little bit more unknown around that. So you have to consider that is also something that people aren't that comfortable with. Having your own podcast, you control it all. Being a guest, you're kind of at the whim of the podcast host. Now, before you do either of these two things, what I do say is that firstly, practice a little bit at home, get comfortable being on the microphone because some people just find that so overwhelming and they opt themselves out. Secondly, think about what you want to talk about. Have maybe 3 to 5 go-to topics that you could just wheel out on any podcast. And this could be helping you to choose the focus of your own podcast or helping you find other podcasts to be on and pitching yourself successfully to be on their podcast. That is a really good way to start if you're interested in either of those. But if you want to know how to launch your own podcast, how to actually become a guest on other people's podcasts, or want to refine these topics for yourself, definitely reach out. We can help you with that. And if you have any more questions around marketing, podcasting, anything, what type of crisps I like, what? Anyway, let me know. Happy to answer these and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.